Yo, what's up, guys? Terrell here to bring you Bakuman Season 2, Episode 9 review, which will be appropriately titled Termination because that's essentially what happens in this episode. Uh, we literally just get to watch the fall of Trap and Hideout Door, which, for those who don't know, is Nakai and Aoi's uh, manga. They both get terminated by the end of this episode, and it's kind of sad. I don't know. I kind of expected that to happen, honestly, because this series is going way too fast for it to just be running off a trap. And considering in this episode, they also mentioned the fact that Otters may be getting an anime and Crow may be getting an anime. For that, considering the manga is still ongoing, it would have made very little sense to me if they ran the entire course with Trap. But with that being said, I am also thinking that Crow and Otters aren't gonna do everything they want to do. And it also explains if Eiji Nizuma is betting everything on Crow, or is he willing to keep like going with other things. Um, but in terms of the termination itself, I have really no. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I'm not really leaning like holy crap or god damn it mode. I'm kind of like whatever because it's kind of expected. Like this is probably one of the more predictable episodes in a sense. In the sense that I kind of guessed that eventually that was gonna happen. Just saying. Which kind of the only thing that irks me a little bit now is it kind of makes the hospital arc seem kind of stupid. I'm also curious about something. Jordango or showing the jumper since you guys are currently caught up with the Bakuman stuff. Quick question: how old are they? Because the first season takes place from them and all in middle school, all the way up until they start high school. So that means I'm assuming uh, by the time season 2 is done, they'll probably be adults. So, like, how old are they currently in the manga? Because the anime, they're what 17, 18 now, which is a little weird that we've time skipped so much. And after a certain point, they're gonna have to start looking different. Really? Okay. I wasn't talking too loud. Sorry, if you notice me being quieter in this review, it's because I've been getting a lot of crap with that lately. That I'm talking too loud at night, so um, that's the reason why my voice is lowered. Also, why I'm using the webcam because I've been going through a whole bunch of shit with the internet. There's a whole bunch of crap. I think the thing I'm more curious about, obviously I'm happy that they did their typical shonen thing. They were all happy. I mean, not happy. Well, they had a sense of accomplishment, but frustration at the same time. That they managed to create a manga, get serialized, and have at least 2 volumes come out. I'm pretty sure there's like 3 volumes, honestly, but the third volume hasn't come out yet. It's like, it's cool that you've done this and you've started so early. Like, you guys started in middle school and managed to accomplish this much. It's kind of awesome in my opinion. And it also shows me, as a person who reads manga, how easily and how short some of these series can be cut down. And it kind of makes me wonder, considering there seems to be like this breakdown where it's like you're terminated and then you have 5 chapters, 5 to 10 chapters. I think it's like 5 chapters for them to wrap it up. And so I'm wondering to myself is how many of the mangas I read or watch got cut short because of termination and not because they ended the story. Like, High Enclosure is only 7 volumes. Something in my mind tells me that High Enclosure is going to be insanely rushed by the time when I get to that final volume. And I think it could be because it got cut down quick. Mare didn't get cut down quick. Mare Mare finished. Mare's finished because Mare has a, for God's sakes, Mare has a sequel to it. For God's sakes, I know that one finished fine. But just some of these other series, which kind of makes me like to support the younger series, like this and It's a Wide Pizza. But when it really boils down to it, as American fans, the only thing we can't really, I mean, as Americans, there's only or non-Japanese fans, there's only a certain extent to what we can do. I mean, Oda's, Kishimoto's, Kubo's, Hiro, I forget his name, what is it, Hiro Mishima? Uh, all these mangakas currently in Shonen Jump right now, and other Shonen Jump magazines, can only do so much. I mean, their entire continuation is based on the Japanese populace. It has nothing to do with the American audience in the sense of staying serialized. At least I don't think so. I mean, I might be wrong. I'm just saying. I also like how Miura has grown throughout that entire setup. And it looks like he's going to be doing like the editor shit that Hattori was doing back in season 1 in the next episode. But last thing, I'm going to wrap this up. Nakai and Aoi both also got canceled with, Saiko and Shuji. But I always thinking about just going to Shoujo and saying, fuck Shonen. Which puts Nakai in a bad position considering he's betting everything on Aoi. And honestly, I'm more interested in that than the Shuji and Saiko stuff. If the Shuji and Saiko stuff is going to be shit we see in season 1, it's not going to be anything new. But I'm curious if those two keep going. And something tells me they do, but I'm hoping it's through like an emotional scene. Kind of like the other stuff from like earlier on in the season. But it was pretty cool. Also like how Hiromu's little joke that like his editor started tricking him into creating debt for himself so he would be forced to keep drawing manga. Also like the Kunizuma says it here where he's like, when Fukuda calls and like, I heard Trap and had our door on the chopping block, and it's like, well, if this was an unfair meeting, if this was an unfair meeting, I could kind of agree with you about worrying, but at this point, this is just on how popular the series is, and it's survival of the fittest. That was a cool, edgy Nizuma moment. But overall, it was a fine episode. I'm not really leaning one way or the other to it. I know I'm buying more Itsuwari Bito now. Well, I was going to do that anyway. I've been debating on whether I want to import it. I kind of want to import it, which seems really stupid considering it's coming out in English, but I don't know if Itsuwari Bito is going to have a high, following. It's either high and closer has gotten fairly popular because they're actually pushing it a little bit more than I expected. Itsuwari Bito right now is like a non-factor. And the reason why I say it's a non-factor is because it's like on their site, they barely even show it. Like High and Closer, they've actually pushed on Shonen Sunday. They'll put it right there next to Inuyasha. So I'm assuming High and Closer is doing fairly well. I want to see how I hope Itsuwari Bito does well because we're getting Volume 4 in December, which I can't wait for, honestly. I think Itsuwari Bito starts getting like a plot in the later volumes because there are other characters are introduced. So I'm curious about that. We'll see what goes on there. Maybe the arcs will get more ridiculous and cool and shit. From what I see, it's still ongoing, and it just came out with its 11th volume like 2 months ago. That's me rambling now on other things. But anyways, this has been essentially the Bakuman Season 2 review. Keep on drawing. This has been the Vlogs again from your boy Terrell, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.